Biafra is all he asks for. Every night and day he's shouting and pointing to one direction. But his own people are blind and saying it's causing division. Tell me why someone will sacrifice his life for you and I? Tell me why out of sight has become out of our mind. He's asking for nothing and cares about not for his people emancipation. No. But there is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. He lost daddy and mommy and he lived for nothing, doesn't care about nothing and abandoned his family. Take your time and think what he's going through. He doesn't want to keep up but to protect you. Even when they throw him African juju. Oh no. Oh, bring up the cannon now. Let me hear you sing. Bring up the cannon now. Bring up the cannon. Bring up the cannon now. Bring up the cannon now. Bring up the cannon You hate him because of baby. We love him, he's one and only. We follow him because he's ready to die for the freedom of his people. Whatever he said, it's a prophecy. Take it on you, live it, let you believe. He's so fanatical and ever ready to die for the freedom of his people. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. Bring up the cannon now. 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 Bring up the cannon Everybody got my job and singing. Bring up the candle, yeah. Bring up the candle, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Biafrans, lovers of freedom. I greet you all and I welcome you to today's program. My people, we have to continue. We will not surrender, but we will continue to move forward. Ndị be anyị nọ n'ụlọ ekenekwa m unu. Ekene m nwoke, ekene nwanyị. Ọ ga-adịrị unu mma na eke, dịrị unu n'olie, dịrị unu n'afọ, dịrị unu na nkwọ. Ise, ise. Chukwu okike abịama, ana m ekenekwa gị n'isi leader anyị bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, n'isi Maazị Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, n'isi Maazị Ogenkere, our current leader, the APM of Brazil, n'isi Triple Butuzo, onye bụ onye isi ọchịagha. Ọ ga-adịlụfa niile mma. Ndị be anyị, o metezikwa aka ọ dịbalụ njọ ọ dịba mma. O nwelu ndị a na-akpọ Somaliland. Israel recognize Gofa, and America nọ on their way to also recognize them. Nke anyị ametezikwa aka. Bọmbụ eji tụọ ndị ugwu bụ ka iji gosifa na America enwerozi anything to do with them. Mana unu mana uche ka dike ji eme ife. Onye ọbụla jisi na ike ka anyị wee nweta nwere onwe anyị na-achụ. Onye ọbụla bịa echi bụ our mega fundraising, ka anyị tụọ ego, ka anyị mee contribution, donation maka nwere onwe anyị. O nwerọkwana onye na-emeli anyị bie. Anyị niile na-emeli onwe anyị, na-emeli our future generation, our unborn children, ka fa ghara ịga through what we have been through. So ụmụ Biafra, onye adakwa na mba. Mana atụkwa anya bụ bọmbụ iji nyefa warning. Onye alarụkwa n'ụla. Maka na Fulani fe nwero shame, fe nwero ifele, fe nwere egwu, fada atụ egwu anybody. Nke a na-akpọ Gumi nọfa aba na-aba, ọbasịa ọtụnie mma enu ọsị America mekwu ya nka. Onya ka nji wee title of program today that the hunter has become hunted. O ife iji tụọlụ mmadụ ka eji atụrụ gị. Nigeria bụ one country nọ n'ụwa enwero shame to wash clean their dirty linen in private, but they always wash it in the public. So Biafrans, we have no business with Nigeria. We are going home. Oh, nwa mgbe nta. Just let's take it easy. Donate for our freedom. Ka anyị wee na-eche. Maka unu ma na ife America na-eme kịta, ọ nwayọọ ka ọ ga-eji bịa na mmezu. Ndewo ndị be anyị, ekenekwa m unu. Ekene m Ikuku Chukwu, kene William, ọ ga-adịla unu mma. Kene the other 4 people nọ online. Hello.
Oh, hello. Good morning. Is that Mrs. Christine Anilwe?
No, it's not. I'll call you back. I'm on a program, please.
Okay, this is social services.
Okay.
Calling with regards to discharge planning.
Okay.
So I need to speak to the next of kin because I understand there's been some concerns.
Okay, I'm the sister anyway.
You're the sister.
Yeah.
Okay. I do appreciate that you are on the program, but obviously I need to resolve this issue.
Okay.
I'm one of the DT social workers for London Borough Parish.
Okay, I'll call you back.
You call me back?
Yes, please.
What time will you be calling me back?
1 o'clock.
I need to discharge. I need to make arrangement for discharge. So that might be a bit.
Sorry, my people. You know, when you are doing this program, calls will be coming in And I do sincerely apologize. I apologize. Thank you, Ikukuchuku. So, Biafrans, let's get it on. We will win, and we have taken a very bold step towards that winning. And God will do nothing but make it a reality for us. Let's listen to Congressman Riley Moore, the one that visited Nigeria. You know, this congressman, when he visited Nigeria and came back to America, you all remember what he said. I don't know whether you people could remember what he said. He said that what they were told is quite different from what he saw. That when he visited Nigeria, that what he saw, his mouth cannot explain it. Ndewo Charles, ndewo. I hope na unu gbakwa Christmas ọfụma. Onya ka m ji wee welu Christmas picture our leader. Maka onye ọbụla ka nọ na Christmas mode. Ndewonu. You and your families, extend my greetings to everybody, every genuine Biafran. I love you all. So, my people, this man, Unamago noje Nigeria, ojesia nata njinji wee jibe na Nigeria. And etu a ka ọ ga na-ejifa n'isi. Trump wọnụlụfa si na ya nụkwata film again n'unu je na egbu ndị Christians, that he will come again. Ịma na ndị Nigeria falo na Trump bụ na ọ na-agba egbe ọnụ. Famaro na o minụrụ ife ọ na-ekwu. They never knew that he meant every word. Let us listen to Congressman Riley Moore.
And obviously, President Trump has finally stood up to this. And I do want to point something out very important. The last two Christmases, there has been a massive of Christians in Nigeria. The tables have absolutely turned this year. The tables have absolutely turned this year. The Islamic terrorists in Nigeria were the ones receiving that type of present this year. So quite a bit different. The president is totally focused on this. He made that very clear in this attack, and this is a very good first step to addressing this issue. And we did this in coordination with the Nigerian government, which is very important to point out, because this isn't the United States unilaterally doing this. We are doing this in coordination with the Nigerian government to help secure their country and end the slaughter of Christians in Nigeria. And obviously, President Trump has finally stood up to this. And I do want to point something out very important. The last two Christmases, there has been a massacre of Christians in Nigeria. The tables have absolutely turned.
Yes, Biafrans, the table have turned and will continue to turn and turn on Nigerian terrorist groups. Those sponsoring terrorism will no longer get it easy in Nigeria. It is a lucrative business for them, and they are just there to wipe everybody out. I don't know why grown men, like all these politicians, will be sitting there watching their individual and collective citizens being killed on daily basis, and they are not saying anything. Some of them are being paid 14 million every month. Every month, because they are there to represent these citizens. That's why they are being paid. but they don't care about the interests of those that they represent in the north, in the south, in the west, all over. They are killing people everywhere to the extent that they threaten Biafrans during this Christmas celebration. That's why Congressman Riley Moore said that they have killed Christians every Christmas, that this Christmas will not be the same for them. You can imagine. You can imagine. My people, the Somali people has been recognized by Israel, and America is on the way to do the same. Let me show you the Somali man where he was making the announcement of their recognition. Just bear with me. Bear with me. At least if you rejoice for other people, the same thing will come to you, isn't it? I hope you will not be angry.
We're leaders.
Just
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am the happiest person in the world today. The historic address on the recognition of the Republic of Somaliland. Excellencies, all world leaders, distinguished delegates, partners, all Somalilanders. Today, I address you at a moment of historic significance for the Republic of Somaliland. After more than 3 decades of peaceful self-governance, constitutional order, and democratic practice, Somaliland has received its first formal international recognition as a sovereign and independent state. This development affirms an objective reality that has long existed.
yes, Biafrans, this might be either their president or the man leading them the way our APM is leading us. But Biafrans, trust me, very soon we will be the group of people talking like this, speaking this way. Just pray that God Almighty will make it happen in no distant time. Ndị be anyị nọ n'ụlọ ka unu wee na-aghọta ife na-aga. Ndị Somaliland na fight ịpụta from mmegbu na mkpagbu a na-akpagbu fa. Kita Israel recognize gofa, and unu man Israel na America bụ 5 and 6. Very soon America dey ready recognize kwa the same people. Let me show you one other video and we will get on with this very one where our information minister, was on last night.
Those of you familiar with East Africa know it is a tough neighborhood. Sudan's hopeful democratic transition has been sabotaged by a coup, one of the leaders of which, by the way, was recently in Russia to strengthen ties with Putin's criminal regime. Ethiopia is caught in a terrible civil war that we also pray will end soon. Eritrea is an international pariah and one of 5 countries that just voted against a UN resolution condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Southern Somalia is paralyzed by political battles, and al-Shabaab is still strong. Amid all this volatility, Somaliland has enjoyed relative calm, providing evidence that there is, in fact, fertile ground for a truly sustainable partnership.
You see?
Finally, I believe, and call me crazy, that American policy is most effective when it is tethered to reality. We will see few gains in East Africa if our policy there does not account for the on-the-ground truth that Somaliland has been functionally independent for decades. Count on the Heritage Foundation for always trumpeting that fact.
Yes, he is talking about the volatility of people within that region and how they are people who are ready for partnership. Biafrans, are we not in partnership with America? Very soon it will happen for Biafrans. So this readiness for America to save those who have no one to speak for them. America has become the voice of the voiceless. So our alliance with America is not a mistake. Listen to our Onyendu.
That the agreement between the British and the Fulani has collapsed. And the only person that collapsed it is Trump. I want the world to understand this. The only person that collapsed that devilish arrangement whereby the Fulanese have been guaranteed in perpetuity, the advancement of their hegemonic interest right across the whole of West Africa, not just in the zoo. As long as Britain gets their free oil, as long as there is enough money to pay every successive director of the United States Department of State, as long as there is enough money to bribe all ambassadors coming to Abuja. Before that, it was Lagos. As long as they have enough money, they were prepared to do anything they like to kill as many people as possible, to run the government into the ground, to bow like there is no tomorrow, to display their mediocrity at its very worst. I want to tell you that the agreement between the British and the Fulani has collapsed. And the only person that collapsed it is Trump. I want the world to understand this. The only person that collapsed that devilish arrangement whereby the Fulanese have been guaranteed in perpetuity, the advancement of their hegemonic interest.
Biafrans, when Onyendu is emphasizing on this type of agreement and relationship, you will understand that if we do not work hard by making our donations, this is the only thing we need now to leave Nigeria. If we do not work hard to leave Nigeria, trust me, this is for life. We will be slaves. We will be people who are marginalized for life because this sort of agreement between Fulani and UK is not going to end if we do not try to end it. They can continue, but Biafra must come. We must leave. We are not part of that agreement because we are the ones suffering. It's like we are two elephants are fighting. The grass suffers. The grass suffers because the grass is where these two Hercules fighters are standing on for many years. And my people, can't you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Now that America has taken the bold step to go and destroy the hub of these terrorists, ndị be anyị nọ n'ụlọ na-efolokwanụ, na-esonyekwanụ n'ife anyị na-ekwu na ife anyị na-eme, na ndị a na-anụ ọgụ a, ndị a nọ anyị n'elu wee na-azọgharị gidigidi, na anyị nwa na-ata afụfụ ya. Fulani na ndị a gbalụ ndụ, ndị nke a na-ebu gas na-ebu oil, Fulani a na-egbu ụmụ ọkụkọ, a na-egbu anyị. egbusi anyị afachie gị ọnụ ime ekwu okwu agba biznes gị ọkụ agba ụlọ gị ọkụ eje na your farm anọchielu gị onwere ife ị ga-emenwu kịta Israel erecognize go Somaliland ga-esi n'aka ndị na-akpagbufa wee pụọ. So anyị nwa bụ ndị next people. Onye ada na mba na-edonetinu ka anyị na-eme this donation ọma agafe this coming year my people, maka na eme ngwa ngwa emeghala ọdachi, emera na ngwa ngwa a ga-emeghala ọdachi my people. Ọkwa unu fụ n'ije a this time around anyị enwelugokwa onwe anyị. Echi bụ our fundraising. Onye ọbụla bịa tụnye onwere ọ bụrụgodu 5 eje we will thank you. Ọ bụrụgodu 5 eje mma we will still thank you. Biafrans, o nwere ọzọ ife ọzọ anyị niile ime kịta than this donation, because all 2 major things mia bụ 3. Ofu bụ ịtụ ego a ka ndị na-echebe anyị nche wee fụ ifefa ga-eji na-agba egbe wee na-echedobe anyị. Nke ọzọ bụrụ ndị a na-eduga anyị to ndị Amerịka a na-akpọ lobbyist, unu niile mia Elias na Jim Moran, unu afụ gị. Nke ọzọ bụrụ ego ndị ọkaikpe na-asị anyị mee nke a emena nke a. Ịma na freedom fight adịrị izi my people. Ụfọdụ aghọtara ya fache nọ aba mba kwuo okwu n'ọgụ enweta Biafra. Mba, I need the recognition, just like this Somali guy that I showed you people here now. Onye afọ bụ onye na-ekwu na-ekene ndị recognize fa, na-egosikwa ndị befa obi aṅụrị na fa enwelugo onwe fa. Ifugi, the next bụ Biafrans. So my people, let us continue to listen to Onyendu.
Right across the whole of West Africa, not just in the zoo. As long as Britain gets their free oil, as long as there is enough money to pay every successive director of the United States Department of State, as long as there is enough money to bribe all ambassadors coming to Abuja. Before that, it was Lagos. As long as they have enough money, they were prepared to do anything they like to kill as many people as possible, to run the government into the ground, to go like there is no tomorrow, to display their mediocrity at its very worst. I want to tell you that the agreement between the British and the Fulani has collapsed. And the only person that collapsed it is Trump. I want the world to understand this. The only person that collapsed that devilish arrangement whereby the Fulanis have been guaranteed in perpetuity, the advancement of their hegemonic interest right across the whole of West Africa, not just in the zoo. As long as Britain gets their free oil, as long as there is enough money to pay every successive director of the United States Department of State, as long as there is enough money to bribe all ambassadors coming to Abuja. Before that, it was Lagos. As long as they have enough money, they were prepared to do anything they like to kill as many people as possible, to run the government into the ground, to go like there is no tomorrow, to display their mediocrity at its very worst. I want to tell you that the agreement between the British and the Fulani has collapsed. And the only person that collapsed it is Trump. I want the world to understand this. The only person that collapsed that devilish arrangement whereby the Fulanis have been guaranteed in perpetuity, the advancement of their hegemonic interest right across the whole of West Africa, not just in the zoo. As long as Britain gets their free oil, as long as there is enough money to pay every successive director of the United States Department of State, as long as there is enough money to bribe all ambassadors coming to Abuja. Before that, it was Lagos. As long as they have enough money, they were prepared to do anything they like to kill as many people as possible, to run the government into the ground, to go like there is no tomorrow, to display their mediocrity at its very worst. I want to tell you that the agreement between the British and the Fulani has collapsed. And the only person that collapsed it is Trump. I want the world to understand this. The only person that collapsed that devilish arrangement whereby the Fulanese have been guaranteed in perpetuity, the advancement of their hegemonic interest right across the whole of West Africa, not just in the zoo. As long as Britain gets their free oil, as long as there is enough money to pay every successive director of the United States Department of State.
Doesn't matter. Well, let me set the record straight. The past does matter. The past can't be forgotten. And we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for repeated efforts to work.
Yes, Biafrans. The voice you're hearing now is the voice of Michael Rubin, the American fellow. He is a writer, he is a speaker. You know, he speaks in favor of those who are being marginalized and in favor of those who have no one to speak for them. He was at the Congress when our people went in on the 18th of September. So we have to continue with this very program. Let us carry on with the program.
It shouldn't be the job of American ambassadors to join the sycophants. George Shultz, the Reagan-era Secretary of State, was famous when a new ambassador was appointed. He would bring them up to his office, which was an elegant room, not unlike this which we're standing in the U.S. Congress. And he had a big globe next to his desk. And he would always ask the ambassador appointee, point to your country on the globe. And if they pointed to Nigeria, or they pointed to France, or they pointed to Burma, or they pointed to Pakistan, God help them. He would point to the United States and say, this is your country. You never forget it. When we send ambassadors abroad, it really is the metric by which to see whether a dictator's rhetoric and actions. I don't know how many times I've talked to that sectarian cleansing, which American wishful thinking isn't polite.
Dispute the numbers that have been reported to have been killed, but you have no idea how.
This government in Nigeria. There is a reason that we're seeing these Islamic militants going around and yelling Allahu Akbar. That's not by coincidence.
It's easy for her to sit thousands of miles away and play games with people's lives.
I perform several burials because the Islamic are controlling the government. Let me tell you, there's a genocide.
If they're not,
we've had very serious problems with Christians who have been murdered, killed in Nigeria. We're going to be working on that problem and working on that problem very, very hard because we can't allow that to happen. We've had very serious problems with Christians who have been murdered, killed in Nigeria. We're going to be working on that problem and working on that problem very, very hard because we can't allow that to happen. We've had very serious problems with Christians who have been murdered, killed in Nigeria. We're going to be working on that problem and working on that problem very, very hard because we can't allow that to happen. We've had very serious problems with Christians who have been murdered, killed in Nigeria. We're going to be working on that problem and working on that problem very, very hard because we can't allow that to happen. We've had very serious problems with Christians who have been murdered, killed in Nigeria. We're going to be working on that problem and working on that problem very, very hard.
On the planet today, it's called Christianity. And let us safeguard our sovereignty and cherish qualities that have made each of our nations so special, incredible, and extraordinary. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity. And let us...
Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
They are ready and willing to save their Christian population all over the world. It can only take President Donald J. Trump to say this. My people, listen to what he said here. Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. The United States cannot stand by watching such atrocities happening there. And in numerous other countries, we stand ready, willing, and unable to save our great Christian population around the world. My people, you will agree with me that Christians do not feel threatened about Islamic religious group. We have never been to any of their mosques to fight them or to kill them or to burn their mosque. But all over the world, anywhere you see that Christian churches, buildings, and Christians themselves are being killed, the churches being burnt, it will be the Islamic group. Onyendu also said one time or sometimes ago that jihad or Islam is the only religion that doesn't stop evangelism, and they do it in the worst and most horrific way. My darling sister Ndewo, I hope you are still in your celebration mode. Ndewo, thank you for joining us. Biafrans, you all know the rituals of this platform. Liking, sharing so that the message will go viral, and subscribing if you have not subscribed. I thank you all for joining me. So, in the killing of other people is where their religious faith lies. They don't believe in going in, worshiping God, and minding their own businesses. No. All over the world, Christians are the ones suffering. And we thank God Almighty that somebody like Donald Trump is here to rescue the poor, the weak, the lame, the elderly, the infants, and their mothers. This very man, he has done noble. He has done great by going to destroy the terrorist hub in Nigeria. I don't know what these people derive, the pleasure they derive in unaliving people. So, my people, let us continue.
Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
So, my people, listen to Onyendu again, and you will understand that our Onyendu is a real prophet. Onyendu is now incarcerated, imprisoned for life in Sokoto. And Onyendu has said this before 2021 when he was abducted. Listen to this.
Of their hegemonic interest right across the whole of West Africa, not just in the zoo. That the agreement between the British and the Fulani has collapsed. And the only person that collapsed it is Trump. I want the world to understand this.
So, Biafrans, when Onyendu told us that Biafra is coming, do you believe it or not? Do you believe it or not? Onyendu said this, what Trump is doing today. He said it before 2021. And we are here 2025 ending. So if you believe that, as Onyendu said, that Biafra will come, what does he mean by that? Your Ejema and Eje is what is holding that to happen right now. Right at this moment, when you listen to what Onyendu said before he was abducted from Kenya, you will know that your Biafra will definitely come, because Onyendu prophesied over it. And look at what he said then is happening now. Listen to him again.
The only person that collapsed that devilish arrangement whereby the Fulanese have been guaranteed in perpetuity, the advancement of their hegemonic interest right across the whole of West Africa, not just in the zoo. As long as Britain gets their free oil, as long as there is enough money to pay every successive director of the United States Department of State, as long as there is enough money to bribe all ambassadors coming to Abuja. Before that, it was Lagos. As long as they have enough money, they were prepared to do anything they liked to kill as many people as possible, to run the government into the ground, to go like there is no tomorrow, to display their mediocrity at its very worst. I want to tell you that the agreement between the British and the Fulani has collapsed. And the only person that collapsed it is Trump.
Yes, that agreement is what our people are suffering till tomorrow. But my people, it can only be God that brought Trump back to the government. So, Biafrans, go to our website, www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org, to donate. Donate and donate. Today is our fundraising. Do not miss out. Do not miss out, my people. Do not miss out. Let us continue to listen to this. What Onyendu said about Trump, is it not happening today? Look at what happened 2 days ago. On the 25th, they gave it to them woto woto. Gbaalụ ezigbo Christmas. Ndị be anyị nọ n'ụlọ agbalụ ndị Nigeria, Shetima na Gumi agbalụ ezigbo Christmas. The hunter has become hunted.
We've seen in Benin and Togo.
Matter and to report back to me, and I mean like immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world.
Una fuge ọsọsọ this Trump bụ onye nwere ike ikwu okwu n'ife na-eme na Nigeria and even Somaliland. All these countries. Ndị ọzọ gbachilu nkịtị pretend ya ka ọ na fafuru ife na-eme and na-egbu their fellow Christians. Ndị ga-eji maka ifefa na-elite wee lay their faith, lay their soul to the devil. Maka na Islamic jihadists or the mujahids fabu devil nke fabu devil nwelu mpi ọkwa mpi no to this side. Ndị a bụ ndị ọjọọ fe nwere value for human life. What they are doing in Nigeria. So, Biafrans, anytime emelu kpakarama again na our land, anya kotoro Maazị Donald Trump. Anya kotoro ya. Obiakwa gbafa ọgwụ, gbafa injection, gbafa ezigbo injection. Nke ọ gbalfa 2 days ago. Ọsọgbugo m. Obi aṅụrị, obi bụ m nọọsụ aṅụrị. Obi bụ m sọ aṅụrị, and all the very indicative. Ife anwa gosili unu na Biafra abịago. Maka na famesia nke a, ọzọ ka na-abịa. Ife ndị ọzọ ga-efolo.
This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean like immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world.
Yes, they stand willing and able to support their Christian population around the world. Because it's not just only in Biafra that these things are happening. So, my people, I must be very honest with you. I must be very, very honest with you. Let us listen to this. This is a man. Nwoke a bụ nwoke fa chọrọ igbu. Ndị Fulani bịara igbu nwoke a na his farm. O wee overpower the man, wee gbuo the man. Ndị Fulani wee mụ ya ikpe ọnwụ. Afia bụ Jackson, Samuel Jackson or something like that.
Militants are breaking the law. They are breaking Nigerian law. And so this Sunday Jackson disarms this person with a knife, protects his own life, He's going to prison and now faces the death penalty, and Fulani militants just roaming bands of them with AK-47s, and that's no problem. You are so right about this question of prioritization. I know I'm over time, Mr. Chairman, but I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much, Mr.
I would urge the Nigerian government to take a look at pardoning Sunday Jackson, who is an individual who was fighting for his own life, defending his life against one of these Fulani militants. That Fulani militant lost his life in that struggle, and now that person, Sunday Jackson, is facing the death penalty. Now, where's the justice in that?
No justice in that. They will come to Biafra land, want to buy us. And when we defend ourselves, they will tell you, oh, it is Simon Ekpa. It is Onyendumazi Nnamdi Kanu bringing insecurity. They will forget that Asari Dokubo is there, showing you gun that he is using to massacre our people. And he will even be boasting. But government will ignore all that. Look at a man called, what's his name? That man that they killed in Owerri, Gulak. They tagged it on Onyendu. So Asare Dokubo and his men will come to Biafra land and kill Biafrans. And they will say that it is Simon Ekpa's men or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he's the one inciting. These people, they formulate all sorts of lies. Numerous ways of decimating our people because of our faith, our Christian faith. And that's why President Trump said that they are willing to protect Christians all over the world, their Christian community all over the world, that he is willing for his government to protect them. Being the voice of the voiceless. Look at somebody like this man now. If he did not protect himself, that is how they would kill this man, because he has been sentenced to death by what is their law called again? Sharia. This is the kind of law. Injustice. Sharia is pure injustice system of law. Sokoto Caliphate divided Nigeria into two. He will tell you that, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one dividing Nigeria. When you have two different sets of law operating in one country, is that not division? Very clear division. Because different thing happens in the north and different thing happens in the south. What do these people want Biafrans to do for them? My people, think about it. A country, in one country, there are two systems of governance. The government in the north is different, the one in the south is different, and they will target on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is the one dividing the country. The country you have divided yourself as the emir or caliphate of Sokoto. Then your servants, the vice and the president, they will be there implementing all your evil ways of administration. So, my people, how do we avert all this injustice, the massacre, the genocide? How do we avert it? You can only do that by your humble donation. Your humble donation. Biafrans, today is the day. We don't have to be here for the whole day because we must leave early just to remind you people of the reason why we have to donate. Why we have to donate is that we have to leave this agreement between the Fulani and the British, as Onyendu said.
Just roaming bands of them with AK-47s, and that's no problem.
I want to tell you that the agreement between the British and the Fulani has collapsed. And the only person that collapsed it is Trump. I want the world to understand this. The only person that collapsed that devilish arrangement whereby the Fulanese have been guaranteed in perpetuity, the advancement of their hegemonic interest right across the whole of West Africa, not just in the zoo. As long as Britain gets their free oil, as long as there is enough money to pay every successive director of the United States Department of State, as long as there is enough money to bribe all ambassadors coming to Abuja. Before that, it was Lagos. As long as they have enough money, they were prepared to do anything they like, to kill as many people as possible, to run the government into the ground, to go like there is no tomorrow, to display their mediocrity at its very worst.
James, and I want to thank him. February of 2024, he had a very important hearing on Nigeria and other advocacy throughout that time. So,
a massacre, more than 280 Christians were slaughtered in a single day. These are not isolated tragedies, but a sustained pattern of religiously motivated violence, often ignored or even enabled by the Nigerian government. Extremist groups like Boko Haram, Fulani militants, and ISIS West Africa attack often without any meaningful intervention from authorities. The lack of response has created an atmosphere of impunity where Christians continue to live in constant threat and fear. The United States has previously recognized this crisis. President Trump not only designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern during his first term, but redesignated it again in his second term after President Biden inexplicably removed that designation. Religious persecution is tied to political repression and weakening institutions in Nigeria. Example, the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a clear example. In 2022, Nigeria's Court of Appeal struck down the charges against him and ordered his release. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has also called for his unconditional release. Yet he remains in solitary confinement, in deteriorating health, and recently had to represent himself in court. Nigeria has signaled that the law is optional and targeting Christians is fair game. Just hours ago this morning, despite the pleas and cries of Nigerian people and many Nigerian lawmakers, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted on all charges. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. has requested nearly $8 billion for sub-Saharan Africa. But when Americans see political prisoners, judicial defiance, and the slaughter of Christians, they understandably ask as they meet their own struggles, why should our tax dollars support governments that refuse to protect their own people? Is our aid aiding a genocide? Nigeria is a nation of tremendous potential, but that potential is being choked out by violent persecution of its Christian population. No country can build a stable future where churches are burned, believers are killed, and communities live in fear. The United States must stay engaged, and Nigeria must change course now. Mr. Pratt, a direct question. Do you believe, in your professional assessment, that the government of Nigeria has been infiltrated by jihadists?
I do not believe that the government of Nigeria has been infiltrated by jihadists.
Okay. You look at the selective enforcement of the rule of law. One might question if there are any favoritism or looking the other way when groups are being specifically targeted, despite the fact, as my colleague Mr. Moore mentioned, not enforcing the rule of law without weapons. My next question, how has the Nigerian government reacted since President Trump's country of particular concern designation announcement?
They have taken the designation very seriously. There is a senior delegation here now. They will meet with the most senior officials of the U.S. government this week. And we have already demarched the government in Abuja and here in Washington on the action plan. And I can say that the results so far have been positive in terms of cooperation.
The Nigerian government needs to do more to address this issue themselves, but what measures are being taken to assist Nigeria to increase its focus on persecution, particularly in the Middle Belt?
Biafrans, listen to some other descriptions of what happened 2 days ago, and we will take it on from there. I know so many platforms reported this because of the surprise to Nigerians and the way they never expected it, forgetting that they actually went on the 7th of this month to Benin Republic to bomb innocent citizens in their own sovereign nation.
As they were carried out in Sokoto State in the country's northwest. President Donald Trump says US forces targeted what he called terrorist scum, claiming the group had been targeting Christians in the region. Shihab Ratansi joins us now from Washington, D.C. Shihab, what else have the Americans been saying?
Well, I think one of the first questions we had when Donald Trump made the social media post, posted this on social media about an hour ago, was this some unilateral strike, or was this in cooperation with the Nigerian government? And in the last half an hour or so, we've had statements from both AFRICOM, Africa Command, and the Secretary of Defense suggesting this was in conjunction with the Nigerian government. AFRICOM saying it conducted a strike at the request of Nigerian authorities, and Pete Hegseth saying grateful for Nigerian government support and cooperation. This has been percolating for some time, for Christian evangelical groups for a few decades.
Yes, Biafrans, you have heard him say that American government said that they work in conjunction with Nigerian government. Some people are reporting this matter as if America just carried bomb and went to Nigeria and bombed without the cooperation of the government. And for that, the side news or the side story is that Fulanis are ganging up against Tinubu. But my people, is good riddance to bad rubbish. Afia me sorazu, also kwe ya da 1 million ogbasaro. Nke a bụ okwu akafa. That is their business, purely their business, my people. First, no, Tinubu bụ onye sainụlụ America bịa tụgbuo ndị befa na bọmbụ. Mana ogbugbu a na-egbu ndị be anyị kemgbe o nwere ife ominu, o nwere ife ọ bụ to them, because anyị abụrụ human beings. Ọ ndị nke eji egbuo 2 days ago bụ human beings, ụmụ Sultan of Sokoto. This is it. They don't have value for our lives.
Really, and Donald Trump even mentioned it a few times in his first term and expressed, the narrative that Nigeria wasn't doing enough to protect its Christian population. But in the last 2 months or so, with congressional pressure and the State Department, they declared Nigeria a particular country of concern when it came to the rights of Christians, and we had heard that the US had begun overflight surveillance of Nigeria from an airbase in Accra in Ghana over the last several weeks. And now we have this. The interesting, but not one of the many interesting parts of this story, though, is that the narrative that Donald Trump has been using has been rejected by the Nigerian government. I know we're going to hear from Nigeria in a moment, but they're saying, look, there are a lot of people dying in Nigeria with lots of different conflicts. It's Christians and Muslims being killed for a whole host of reasons. The jihadist groups are killing both Muslims and Christians as well. This isn't just one group being targeted. This is also about resources. But the Nigerian government said, look, we'll welcome any help you have. But they also said, look, don't bomb us. We're a sovereign country. It appears now they have actually allowed the US to bomb. And what's interesting is also that in the last few weeks, we had heard from people in the State Department, from Masad Boulos, the main point man for Africa in the Trump administration, saying they accepted this is much more complicated than Christians being targeted. But now it seems the Trump administration has gone full ahead with this narrative that the Christians are being targeted. And on Christmas Day, the Trump administration acts. This will go down very well with Trump's Christian evangelical base, I'm sure.
Shahab Ratanzi there, joining us from Washington, D.C. Ahmed Idris now joins us from Nigerian on the line from the Nigerian city of Lagos. ISIL currently the target of this, but Nigeria has been fighting armed groups for years. Just give us some context here.
Well, Imran, it's curious to say ISIL is in Sokoto because ISIL operates largely in the northeast of Nigeria. And what you have there in Sokoto, if Donald Trump's administration is talking about the targeting of Christians, I think these attacks should be more concentrated in central parts of Nigeria, in states like Plateau and Benue, where we've seen several attacks, in fact, not only against Christians, but also against Muslims in those areas, but largely Christian states. So basically, for me, what most Nigerians will find curious is how Sokoto became the target of this attack. Yes, we've seen some pictures of fragments of a missile that landed outside a village called Jabo in Sokoto State. It exploded, but one social media user says it hasn't. The device exploded without injuring or killing anybody outside the village. So to look at the issue of alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria, Sokoto State is probably the last place many Nigerians will think it's happening because although it's largely more than 96% of the population is Muslim, there have been fewer attacks on Christians or few attacks on Christians, if any, that I can remember, or churches in that area. But what we've seen largely, the attacks on Christian populations are largely centered in the north central parts of Nigeria. In states like Plateau that are seeing conflict between locals, conflict between farmers and herders, ethnic conflicts between the resident communities and, of course, the settler communities in those states. Similarly, in Benue State, where we've seen conflict between farmers and herders over the past decade or so, although these conflicts, you can argue, have been there for a very, very long time. The Nigerian authorities, by the way, has not responded to this yet.
Now, Ahmed, in the context of what you've just said, that for many Nigerians, the location of this attack is going to come as a surprise. But it's also going to come as a surprise that the Nigerian government asked for the US government's help in this. Previously, they have said that we are a sovereign country, please do not bomb us. But now they've asked for that US help. Do you think that is a game changer here, or is this a new strategy? What do you think?
It could be. I think it could be. But again, a lot of Nigerians are actually not keen about this so-called alliance between the Nigerian government and the American governments to target, to launch military action in that country. Yes, in Sokoto State, in northwest Nigeria, there have been several attacks, but you are looking at a ragtag army of criminals known as bandits, although the Nigerian authorities labeled them as terrorists again, and of course the presence of a very small group of armed fighters who originated mainly from Niger Republic. They're called the Lakurawas, who have, of course, been labeled as extremists. But again, what we've seen over the last 1 year or so of the presence of this group in northwestern Nigeria, they're just like criminals, like the bandits that have been operating, kidnapping people for ransom, and also targeting communities, isolated communities. So a lot of Nigerians will wake up to the news that the American government has launched military strikes in northwest Nigeria, targeting, according to President Trump, ISIL. Well, ISIL is not present in northwest Nigeria. If you are looking for ISIL, you probably will have to go to the northeast of the country, where it has affiliates there. Boko Haram has been active in that area for more than 15 years. And of course, there is a breakaway faction of Boko Haram that linked up with ISIL. It's called the ISWAP, Islamic.
Well, Biafrans, another good thing that I want us to realize in all this is that Nigeria has been using their militants, their terrorist group, Lakurawa, ISIS, ISWAP, Boko Haram, many more killing Christians. They have an agenda, and that agenda has been crushed by this very bomb that was thrown on the hub of the terrorists on Christmas Day. We can no longer continue like this. Many of them were attributing it to their call to America, but I attribute it to the progress that Breji is making, calling on America and many other countries to come to the aid of Biafrans. So, Breji, they have done noble, because this very case of Christian massacre and genocide has been there, and no one came to their rescue. And they wouldn't have come had Breji not alerted America that this is what we are going through. Ndị be anyị nọ n'ụlọ, ndị reporters, onye ọbụla ga na-ekwu ọ anyị nwa Trump bịara ka o nyere anyị aka, ọ ife anyị ji wee si unu tụba ego, na ego a unu na-atụ na-aga njem niile a, ego unu na-aga njem niile a. America ọ nọrọ de mgbe a na-egbu unu na 1967 to 1970. Britain ọ nọrọ, o nwere onye bịa gbapụta unu. Kịta ọ bụ na Breji apụtago wee si na ife ha na-eme anyị years ago na ọ ma emezi. It is all thanks to God and all thanks to Breji. Ọ bụ na ọ bụrụ Biafra Republic government in exile, my people, ife dị etu ama eme, they will not do it. They will not. Breji bụ isi sekpu ntị na this whole thing. Biafra Republic government in exile, or our movement, our approach, our alliance, onyanwa na-save every Nigerian now, na-save ndị Biafra. Ọ bụ na ọ bụrụ ya, ndị a bịakwala unu ije ọjọọ. So, onye ọbụla ga-abịa, you must come and donate. Today is our fundraising. Biafrans, come and donate so that we will finally leave these people. Like Somaliland are now recognized. Yes. So Biafrans, hurry up.
Using two laws. One to favor the terrorists, which is the Sharia, which they have put into their constitution. And the other is to punish every Christian that tends to resist the persecution of the Christians carried out on the Sharia law. For the US lawmakers to have been educated and informed about the ill fate of Nigeria and how they destroy human lives, for the US government to have known that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped by the Nigerian government, and that the UN group had also urged them to release him, and they refused. And Nigerian courts, fraudulent court, had also said, because of the way you kidnapped him and brought him to Nigeria, you have to release, so you cannot try him. And for them also to have pronounced him dead and life imprisonment on the 20th of November. For the US lawmakers to have been aware of all this, we needed a power of lobbying to be active. We needed the US to understand many things. This is the political, diplomatic, and international engagement that you have to see. If this is not done, things will not be properly addressed by the American government. I played a video of when Donald Trump had a press briefing with Buhari, and he said American government are going to do something about the genocide on Christians in Nigeria. That was far back, I think 2015 or 2017. So for you to understand that Donald Trump and American government has for a long time given Nigeria the olive branch, given them time, told them to go and eliminate the jihadist terrorists that have come to eliminate all Christians and to persecute everyone that does not incline with their ideology. The time has been there. And when Donald Trump placed Nigeria in the red list, when he was out of office, he the work that he worked to put Nigeria there was thwarted. And then Nigeria was removed from the red list. And this happened when Nigeria actually kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So Nigeria was promoted to the next level of tyranny, the next level of international license of kidnapping, the next level of jihad implementation, the next level to annihilate every Christians in their homes.
Yes, Biafrans, there's something I want us to remember. I greet my people again, Amaka Ndewo, my sister Eukaria Ndewo, and my brother Nono Ndewo. Biafrans, one thing nchọka unu ghọta n'ime okwu niile a bụ that na dịka etu onye ndu si wee kwu na Fulani na UK nọ in alliance in perpetuity to keep us subjugated, to keep us, marginalized, reduced to nothing. If we do not make our donations generously and leave Nigeria, we will remain their slaves in perpetuity. And the mmanụ anyị afa na-ebu, they will never stop. It is all this and many more are the reason why they detained Onyendu, because they know that Biafrans listen to Onyendu, that these 5 or 6 states in Biafra land where Nigerian governors are still there, daring us, they are daring us. They are still in our land. All of those Biafra land, Onyendu is their leader. Then when they took our PM, that was when they had these 20 camps of terrorists in Enugu State. 20. So when they go to kidnap Biafrans in every other part of Biafra land, they will take them to that camp in Enugu. And Peter Mba is not saying anything, because Peter Mba, the governor of Enugu State, he lives in Abuja, just like Hope Uzodinma of Owerri lives in Abuja as well. So these people have caged you people very well. Fa pachiko gunu, pachiko through your evil politicians. Pachiko unu. And now, una fugife America neme. Or the movement of our current leader, Mazio Genkere. The movement of Biafra Republic government in exile. When they save the whole Nigeria, no process of Biafrans can save. Because Christians, the Kwanugu, Dina West, Dina East. So, Mazi Ogenkere, our APM, is not just protecting Biafran Christians. He's protecting even Christians in the north and west. So, my people, onwere onye gasị gịnị ka this man menwu. That is the man, he has done what Napoleon could not do. Breji government has done what Napoleon could not do. So imagine in donate ego for nothing. Ne Somaliland that digo kita recognized. Anyị nwa bụ the next. And the bomb atụrụ ga-egosi unu na America dị ready to do more. Kedu ife anyị na-eche? What are we waiting for? My people, let us anyị egbusigo agwa ka anyị chinie ya. Ọ bụrụ igbu agwọ asị gị chinie ya isi na ọ na-atụ gị egwu. Onwero, there is nothing we cannot do. Despite all the people that Ngozi and the Mama Dabu took away, we are capable of doing it. If you just step up a little bit on your donation, my people, I get me and you go there. This year 2026, my people, a powerful year for us. Because kita Nigeria, Famago that Nanya, the world is on them. Now any Bakaram family again, Abiakwa swafa the bomb. So my people, all Breji, they push all these things. They make honor happen. It is a very powerful progress that we have made. You have all done well, but don't relax. Don't relax. Keep the fire burning.
Because they have Sharia in their constitution. But we are happy that Donald Trump is back into office. And as he got back into office, BRGI did well to engage his government.
Exactly.
Yes. And today, the power of lobbying has actually shown the result. If you sat down in your houses, you slept, you snored, you wailed, you gnashed your teeth, you lament, you lament, you lament, you talk to yourself, you went back to the social media, you wrote everything that you wrote, you talk, you do broadcasts from morning till night, you talk on phone, you call people, you talk, without no formal, without no diplomatic, without no political, without no international engagement with the lawmakers of America. This wouldn't have happened.
Yes.
So it takes a powerful lobbying effort to get this result on deck. U.S. government is able to deal with these terrorists today because of your powerful lobbying work and your support that you've done through BRGIE. People have written articles, political analysts and security experts. They said, if BRGIE, if the Biafran secession group succeeds in designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern from Washington, D.C., it means Nigeria will be in shambles. But some people did not understand or pay attention to all what we have been doing.
Nigeria is already in shambles. Akugo Nigeria gwogwo. Makana America bụ country ọ na-abụ fakwusiri ana. That is it. Final. Ndị be anyị unu lote last week onwe news agụ na onwelu business ndị America na ndị UK cancel. Makana onye isi ndị America bụ Maazị Donald Trump. Sifa gwanụ ndị oyi unu na Nigeria, ya ndị Fulani na-achị Nigeria, gwanụ fa ka fa kwụsị igbu Christians ndị UK wee jụ unu ma why faji wee jụ ife faji wee jụ bụ na ọfanwa dị in charge of gas, fa dị in charge of oil, fa dị in charge of gold dị na Zamfara. Ifugie. So kee ka fa ga-esi wee ghara cancel the contract? Onye isi ndị Amerịka wee cancel onye bụ contract. Ọ dị n'akwụkwọ, ọ dị na Twitter. Ị ga-anụ ya. Maka na ifefa na-elite na Naijiria ọ karịrị. So ọbara ndị be anyị ka fa ji ebi. Unfortunately ebi m na befa. Mana o nwere ife o mee. Ọnya ka m ji anụ ọgụ niile a m na-anụ online ka m wee na-aba anyị maka oyi na-achọ ịtụgbu m ebe a. My people, ndị Igbo tụrụ inu si na ọ bịara ije nwụna. Anyị niile na overseas. Ọ bụrụ everybody likely nọ overseas. Ụfọdụ chọrọ ịna ụlọ. Ụfọdụ chọrọ ịna ụlọ. Yes, my brother Yoshi. Consistency is the key. Thank you so much. How is Chloe? Biafrans, remember that when they are doing all these things, they had a Asari Dokubo in River State with his special force. Fabia Buo mmadụ n'ala Igbo. O nwere oge PM na-eme this program. PM wee wepụta onu Chinasa Nworu. Ebe Chinasa Nworu na ndị otu ya nọ na-akọrị. Chinasa Nworu si nọ Fabia Buo mmadụ. Asari Dokubo gbuo ndị mmadụ. PM a na-eklemi. Unu afụgo? Asari Dokubo na ebe anwa na-egbu ndị Biafra. Ọ contract ya na fano maka ọfa bunyere egbe. Egbe niile a ndị special force na-use. Fagbuo ndị be anyị. Asị nọ Simon Ekpa. Asị nọ Nnamdi Kanu. This is how they gradually metamorphosed into Ebubagu. Ebubagu Fulani Julie wee na-egbu ndị be anyị. Egbu asị nọ Simon nọ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. How can Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ifọmụ ESN sifa chebe ndị be anyị nche ọtọnụkwasị ESN ngwagbubenu ndị be unu? Ọ dịrọnụ possible. Ma nọ ife onye ilo gị ga-eme. Ya ka Maazị Oge Nkere eji wee pụta wee rolu ntutu ya taa. Si na all this nonsense ama emezi. O wee na-eje ije niile ọ na-eje. Chukwu ga-agọzi Maazị Oge Nkere. Chukwu ga-agọzi Maazị Oge Nkere. That is afia kịta bụ nkụ nyịrụ oyi. Nkụ nyịrụ ụgụrụ. Ọkụ nyịrụ ụgụrụ. O nwere, that is ọ nyịrụ ndị Nigeria. The biggest achievement so far. The greatest. The man ọgbago ndị Nigeria ose n'anya. Nigeria ada alarụzi ụla. Nke bụ Gumi nọ na Twitter. Ọkọlụgbago na ọkọlụgbadaanị. Yes, we will join the fundraising by 7 p.m. Biafra time. My people, nekwanu our website. Onye ọbụla je donate ekita before 7 p.m. Ka ị bịa zaa your name. Come and answer your name during our fundraising today. We won't be long. I will soon be leaving this place. And my people, let us continue to listen to our information minister, the powerful man.
We don't need everybody to be in Washington, D.C. to make it happen. Yes, it took over 50 Biafrans to participate in the U.S. first ever historic congressional briefing on the 18th of September 2025. Did you see over 100 there? Did you see over 500? Did you see over 200? No. You saw a number that was just 50 and more. They were not up to 100. But they gave a concrete evidence that has been able to prove a point. Since 2001, these terrorists has ravaged everywhere. They've had their field day. They've enjoyed everything that they wanted to enjoy. Nobody held them accountable. They had their time, they killed, they maimed, they raped, they cut babies, women into pieces. Martin Amdekano even took time to explain. He said, a deadlier group is coming. They will rape your women and children. They will take over your communities. They will send you to IDP camps. And their leaders will still support them and sponsor them because they came for a conquest. And if you don't wake up and support Biafra freedom today, it will be too late for you. Now, if after Martin Amdekano was kidnapped, and if after Marisa Moneba was imprisoned, and we all succumb to all the attacks against the funding, the finances of BRGIE, today, there wouldn't have been any success or progress or annual reports of BRGIE on the table. Because when you look at what Orabu Fulani has done and what a accountability group have done, it's been sabotaged from point 1 to point 100. First, they started by criminalizing the BDF, they criminalized BRGIA, they criminalized the IOU loan system, they criminalized the website, they blocked the website so that no Biafran can be able to donate money.
Yes, my people, of all this that our information minister has enumerated, you will notice that it is clearly the handiwork of the enemy. This is Fulani's modus operandi, the way they act. Fulani will always use somebody very close to you. Yesterday, I was playing the voice of Gumi. Gumi is the cleric who goes to bring in terrorist groups for Nigeria government. He said that when you have your neighbor, that your neighbor knows everything about you. You understand? So, he knows about us and we equally know about them. The Fulanis are very few in number. Nigeria is about 300 million. The whole region. 300 million. And Fulanis are only 12 million or 13 million. But they are the ones controlling because of this alliance that Onyendu talked about with them and UK. That is the only backbone they have. And many more countries that is working with them. But Biafrans, today, are you not going to stand tall and be proud to, to praise what Breji have achieved from January this year till this time? And think of what they are about to achieve from next month till the next 12 months. Breji has done noble under the leadership of our APM. It's not just praises that I am giving to him. You all are seeing it. For any country to have the boldness to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, my people, don't you know? Onyendu is a citizen of UK. Fabial after him, they did not. Fame Onyendu abandoned. Maka Ifefa na Fulani kwu. Fagasigi, oh, they are our friends, we cannot betray them. Manonya abu citizen unu. So, my people, why am I going through all this? ama m na ebi mbefa fagbugodu m onwere ife ome. It doesn't matter. If onye ndu kwuru bụ that you must always say the truth. One of the 4 cardinal points of Biafra. Also, number 1, you must always say the truth, even if it leads to your death. And the truth is that Fulanis are few in number, but they are ruling the whole region because of their alliance, because of their backbone. And another truth is that Biafrans are the ones that have been the goose laying the golden egg that the whole country has been milking for years, answering, Nigeria is a giant of Africa. We are those giants. We made those giants become giants. We Biafras, including foreign countries. Because my people, let me see if I can show you something so that you will know that you Biafrans, that you are millionaires. He said, Nigeria, let me just read this. It says, Nigeria leads Africa crude oil export to US in 2025. It says, Nigeria has shipped million barrels of crude oil according to data. Let me go down. It said trade data reflects continued crude flows from Nigeria to US refiners amid shifting global supply patterns and adjustments in Atlantic basin trade. Nigeria crude oil grade remains present in North America. Okay, I want to read. There's one where they said how many billions? 33.32 million barrels, which is 2.57 million US dollar, going to foreign countries. This is how much that we have that we don't have access to. Nigeria has been milking Biafrans. We are the business people. We are the doctors. We are the nurses. We are the lecturers. We are the teachers. We are everything. Wherever you go to Nigeria, it is a Biafran person doing business, serving Fulanis, unending. No, my people, it has to come to an end. It has to come to an end. So, come and donate today and let us move on.
Support Biafra independence. The next thing they say, they have sacked Sonny, they have sacked APM, they have expelled, they have expunged. And then, as they finish, they went into go and start recruiting some Ebubago groups. They say they cannot give money to Butuzo, that they rather go and recruit some groups and work with, because their aim and objective was to destroy, but not to build upon or project the foundation that was already on ground. Ngozi did her own the other way. You can see the people Ngozi regroup On the 29th, you saw the Taekwondo group where they were doing like this. Some of them were doing like this. Some of them were doing like this because they displayed their own groups. So they've worked so hard just to destroy. But before I continue what I want to say, let me bring the speech of our APM of yesterday because a lot of things happened yesterday. And it happened that after our APM gave his um, speech to Biafrans on the Christmas, then President of the world, Donald Trump, gave a response. So I am kind of trying to connect something. Yes, I'm trying to connect something that our acting prime minister dropped his Christmas message the same day. And when you read the lines of his Christmas message to Biafrans, it is connecting. It is having every connection and it is going in line with the news of the gift of Christmas from Donald Trump to Christians, which you all woke up to saw later in the night. But our APM gave his message in the US African time earlier in the afternoon, while President Trump gave his own announcement of the bombardment of the terrorists in the night. But when you listen to our acting prime minister's speech for Christmas, everything is like what President Trump later announced later in the night. So let us listen to our acting prime minister's message.
Season greetings from Biafra Republic Government in Exile Headquarters in Baltimore, USA. From the office of the acting prime minister, myself, Honorable Ogechukwu Nkere, fellow citizens of Biafra and countrymen, lovers of freedom, I bring you warm greeting of love, joy, peace, and happiness. This has served as the main reason for the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Son of God, to humanity. But today, Islamic jihadist terrorists has come with a different mandate to eliminate everyone that doesn't incline to their belief of Sharia and jihad. Be security conscious because the Islamic jihadist terrorists are everywhere in Nigeria. But in Biafra land, the protection of our babies, children, women, and men are in your hand to secure us Biafrans by doing what is right and funding your freedom. Without you, all our heroes, we would have too many presents of bombing by the Islamic jihadist terrorists in Biafra. Our children would have been kidnapped, like over 300 babies were kidnapped in Niger State of Nigeria. We must make liberation of Biafra land our top priority. We must weed out all Islamic jihadist terrorists like America is doing today, so that our babies can be safe in their schools in Biafra land. We cannot run to abandon our ancestral land to the foreign Islamic jihadist terrorists.
No.
Biafra must be fully restored with all our hands on deck, and let's make it a collective effort. and to those accountability groups of Emma and Honorable Fulani or Abueze that worked so hard in the entire 2025 to destroy our finances for the Biafran because of their selfish interest, blocking the website, discouraging and deceiving Biafrans. You have been defeated, and Biafran Republic government in Ezra will continue to win in all front line.
Exactly.
But Briggy hereby reminds all of you and a new folks that 2026 will be a bigger year of holding all of you accountable for all damages done to Biafran people. Greetings of the season and happy holiday to all of you. Remember why our Lord Jesus Christ came down to save us. I call him the #1 freedom fighter. He came down here on earth to fight for our freedom, to save us to salvation, so as to celebrate and remember the reason why we call our Lord Jesus Christ the greatest freedom fighter. He came down here on earth to save us, to give us salvation. The same thing with Biafra people, the pioneers of Biafran cause, they emulate the example of our Lord Jesus Christ. We are all freedom fighters. We are fighting to free the Biafran people and to also be part of this global community and to fight terrorism with the leader of the free world, currently United States of America, and other allies that love freedom and countries that love live and let live. Let us all celebrate wisely and also remember the reason why we are celebrating the greatest freedom fighter, our Lord Jesus Christ. We are all freedom fighters. We emulate him. We are fighting for the freedom of Biafran people. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. God bless United States of Biafra. God bless United States of America. God bless the entire humanity, and let peace reign. Let freedom prevail. Thank you. Ndewo.
They were our Honorable APM. Thank you so much for your message. Your message talked about let us weed out or weed off all the Islamic jihadist terrorists so that our babies can be safe in their schools, just like America is doing today. And then it wasn't up to 10 hours. We heard Donald Trump announce the biggest gift for Christmas. That
Yes, my people, don't waver. Just contribute. Biafra is here. Biafra is here. We are cruising right now on the highest altitude towards our freedom. Freedom anyị nọzi on the shadow na-ene unu anya ka unu fụọ ya ọnụ ka ọ bụrụ a reality. Ejema and Eje today. It must rain, because now Nigeria ekwetego na ọ na-eme. When our APM said that Jesus Christ is a freedom fighter, can anyone deny it? Does it not conform with the presence of Christ on earth? He came to defend us. I think it's in Mark chapter 9 verse 10, where he said that the thief cometh not, but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But I have come that I might give you life, and that you must have that life in abundance. Is there, Mark. So, as the Savior that he is, he also said in 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves, pray and seek my face, turn away from their wicked ways, that I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive your sins and heal your land. So when PM called Jesus Christ, that we celebrated on the 25th and 26th, when he called him freedom fighter, can't you see that these Bible verses I quoted now depicts his nature for freedom of his people who are called by his name? So Biafrans, so nya dakwa na mba o. Oge ịda mba aka eluro ka Biafra bịagodu, then izuzie ike, relax ya, ịlara ụla, ịma atụ egwu. Ibulu moto na-agba n'abalị, egwu ama atụ gị. Because abani a lot of things iji eme. Abani, because of that darkness, that dark cloud, a lot of things happen at night. Obu na moto na travel from Aba to Bauchi, or from Aba to Akwa Ibom. No car will be on the road. Or now, but before you know it, at night. But now you can't try it. So this is not the time to relax. When our APM said that our Lord Jesus Christ is a freedom fighter, I started thinking of it, weighing it, looking for Bible verse that conforms with that proclamation. So my people, we are good to go. Let nobody be weak. Try your best. Whatever you have, come and donate. Eje or Ejema. We will clap for you and sing for you, because we have singing group that sings for those who come to donate generously for our freedom and liberation.
Those terrorists, you said, let us weed them off. That he gave them a tip of an iceberg last night. So it got me thinking that your message of the Christmas happens to connect with the events of the president of the world later on in the day. So we appreciate and we applaud all Biafrans for all your successes. Though time may not permit us to be very expansive today, but remember, tomorrow is our fundraising, and Sunday is our town hall meeting. And I expect anybody that wants to say something in the studio to join us, because I'll open the studio for you to join, maybe in the next 5 minutes or 10. But let me bring something to the screen to connect some dots. Some of you may not have pondered on what just happened. For many people that have not been following properly. Now I want you to look at the screen. When the president of the world gave the warning to Nigerian terrorist government. This warning was on the 1st of November 2025. 1st of November 2025. And when was the children kidnapped? The 350 children. When were they kidnapped? I need to see a publication of when they were kidnapped because I want to see the news publication. I want to see that date. The day the confirmation was made and when the total numbers of the babies that were kidnapped came out. Okay, I think there is one flyer here that carries the publication. Let's share that screen. We want to connect something so that some people will understand what is actually happening. Okay, the flyer here on the screen says the confirmation of this message came out on the early morning of November 22, 2025. November 22, 2025. All right. Mind you, Nigerian government have denied. The Minister of Foreign Affairs had denied. And he was even calling the President Trump a liar, that he is basing his allegations on falsehood and no record. That President Trump listened to the Biafra secessionist group, the Biafra Republic Government in Israel, because they know, they have identified that we are the one giving them trouble. So they speak it bold. They were even speaking from the Nigerian presidency. Their media houses were speaking it. They were writing all manners of publications that BRGIA, the Biafra secessionist group, have caused them so much damage in Washington, D.C., in coming up with the Christian genocide narrative, which they have downplayed for years, and many people did not hear. That is why when Bill Mayer was talking on his show, Bill Mayer was saying over 150 or over 100,000 have been massacred in Nigeria, and then the media are not getting the message. That means the media sucks. So how come the message is not coming out to the media to hear? Meaning that there was a point of suppression of the emission of the message to come to the international media. And this was solely done by who? Nigerian government, the European government, the British government. They pay them in suppressing the media publication so that it doesn't come out for everybody to see and confirmation. And this also gave so much fear into the journalists in Nigeria that they cannot report what is factual. They will only report what the envelope tells them. We put money in the envelope and tell them this is what you have to report. That is what they'll report. They will not go for investigative journalism to go and check and see anything or bring report back. So Nigerian government denied and said, no, Donald Trump is a liar. There is no Christian genocide. I played the video before, so you can see it from the beginning. So this kidnapping happened on the 22 of November, right? Okay. The case of the Christian genocide and the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern had happened, I think, in early November. Then, on the 11th, let me go back to the other post. On the 11th of November, on the 1st of November, Donald Trump made this very post here. 1st of November, he made this very post, an announcement, that if Nigerian government, listen very well, this is where you get every reason why Donald Trump actually, or American government, actually crack down on the terrorists. Because the message after the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern was, another warning came. If Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, if Nigerian government continues to allow the massacre of Christians, if Nigerian government continues to aid and abet the genocide on Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic jihadist terrorists. Did you get the message? So this announcement of President Trump is on the 1st of November. If Nigeria continues to aid and abet the genocide, if they don't go and bring out the sponsors of the terrorists, if they don't go and remove Sharia law in their constitution, which has given the terrorists the power to eliminate every other person that does not incline to their own beliefs, if Nigerian government are not ready to crush the terrorists, that means they are giving aid to them. If Nigerian government does not stop paying the terrorists, because they were paying the terrorists, anytime that they kidnap people, they go and pay. The more you pay the terrorists, the more they have more money to acquire more weapons. If they had covered 10 communities before, they will now have more money to cover 20 communities. You pay them again after they kidnap. They now have more money to cover 50 communities. You pay them again after they kidnap. They now have more money to cover 100 communities. So what are you doing? You are helping them to expand. You're expanding. What do? You don't pamper terrorists or pay them and help them to expand. You crush them and eliminate them out of the way. If you really want to save the lives of the citizens. So America gave them the warning. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, American government will come to wipe out the terrorists. Get it, oh? This announcement was on the 1st of November. 1st of November. Then, what was the response of American government? What was the response of Nigerian government? After this announcement on the 1st of November, what was the response of Nigerian government? Let me show you the response. Donald Trump cautioned them on the 1st of November. And how did they respond from the 1st of November? This is how they responded. This is how they responded from the 1st of December. From the 1st of December, they responded on the 22nd of November by actually kidnapping over 315 students, including babies. So from 1st of November, they now decided to do more to show Donald Trump that they are in control by kidnapping over 315.
Yes, Biafrans, Nigeria is such a country. Very, very daring. You can imagine that America still gives them aids. Based on this very reading that he made here of Donald Trump's Twitter, where he threatened that if they do not stop killing Christians in the whole region, that they will withdraw their aids and they will get it woto woto in every other way. They have been getting that aid. They have been drilling our oil since 1958 till tomorrow. They have been selling the ones they sell, plus their gold in Zamfara. What have they achieved? Nigeria Fulanis, or Fulanis in Nigeria, they are not the originators of Islamic religion. They were just, Islamized like every other Islamic nation. The originators, the people who are the founders of that religion, go to Dubai. They are developing, they have developed. I know when I was still a civil servant in Lagos, that these people came during Obasanjo time to borrow money from Nigeria. Today, can Nigeria government see the back of Saudi Arabia? And the answer is no. All their money is used for killing their own citizens who do not believe in Islamic religion, as if it is their life. Go to Saudi Arabia. Go to Qatar. Go to Dubai. Go to anywhere in the Middle East. All developed. And they are moving forward. But no, these ones, because they are evil people. So, Biafrans, you have every reason to visit this website. Look at it here. Look at it. Visit our website. When you come here, you go to the diplomatic side, or here is the donating link. You click on it and donate. If you come here, you go to your diplomatic side and you will see the APM with all these congressmen. I have always shown it and I will continue to show it so that nunu ga-ekwete na ọ na-eme. Ife niile abụrụkwa ọbụrụ chọchọchọ or real. Ife abụrụ chọchọchọ ọbụrụ accountability ọbụrụkwanụ ọrabu Fulani. This is our APM live with all these congressmen. Ndị a na-enye iwu na the warlord of America na APM na ya here. Ngwa nezie that warlord na ya ebe with Trump. So Biafrans, amara m unu na afụkwa ife na-egosi unu. Na ya, from here on the 18th of September of Abundia. Then ịgbadata here, ifu the warlord na ya. Look at him with APM. Maka ndị ga-eje na-eklem kwa n'ọfa nwa na-eme ife Amerịka ji abịa na onye a bụ onye isi ndị agha ndị ọchịagha ndị Amerịka. Then na ya bụ ọchịagha here with Donald Trump na ya na APM. Na ya, as I said, ife a abụrụ chọchọchọ ọ bụrụ akụkọ Mike Ejiagha. This is real. This is real. So Biafrans, you cannot say, oh, what is the man doing with the money? Ne ifo Diego na-eme here. Ne ya, meeting these people agbaraka emie. Ndị Igbo si na agbaraka afụ nwata eze n'ọnụ. Ne ya, oh, ife ego unu na-eme. Look at him here. Always taking the forefront, our APM. Ọ bụ na unu etori aga m etie. Maka ana m afụ ife ọ na-eme. Ana m afụ ife ọ na-eme, ọ dike ka ọ bụ dimkpa. Afia bụ omemgbe oji. Look at it. Ọ na-emela anyị ife anyị chọrọ. Ife a bụrụ ngozi, ọ bụrụkwanụ mmadụ abụ, our APM. Na ya, look at him. Look at him everywhere with all these top men and women. You cannot say, oh, what does he do? If on a meshilin, near here, look at it. That's him. Oh, if a gunu. Thank you to those of you who donate. Manonya me ade donate. We have himself or herself to blame when the time for reckoning comes. Or the unu kifa na make it ako no mabia to an end. Of course, obviously go to an end. It is just a matter of days and time. So Biafrans, buckle up. Buckle up.
To continue. And you, the Nigerian government that is paying them and sponsoring them, you don't stop them. You don't bring them to book. You don't eliminate them. If you continue to pamper them and continue to give them more money to grow, the American government will have no option than to come and crush them in saving the lives of people that you are not willing to save. for over 20 years now. So, from 1st of November announcement down to 22, the response from Nigerian terrorist government was to dare American government by kidnapping over 315.
Yes, Gumi has come out to say one rubbish comment. Gumi, that Gumi, you can imagine. That's what we are seeing. Gumi is just like a teacher in their own Islamic church or mosque, but every time he will be talking like a man in the government. These are the people deciding our fate. Biafrans, just let us donate and leave these people. Kafane eteto alifa afane eteto na Nigeria.
To show that they are ready to war against the Christians, that they are ready to war against America. So, now that you have slept and woke up, and then you saw a very big Christmas gift
Yes,
from
good
President
for
Donald
them.
Trump, which says American government, the War Department bombed the terrorists in Nigeria. Should it be a surprise to you? No, it is in fulfillment of the promise.
Exactly.
Yes, because there was a promise, so you have to walk to the promise. So, it is Nigerian government who said there was no terrorist. They don't have terrorists. They deny that they don't have terrorists, that the terrorists are not committing genocide, that they're not doing anything against the Christians, that the American government is lying. Later, the same people that said no, Donald Trump made an announcement on the 1st of November, and on the 22nd of November, they now dare him. They dare the American Department of War by carrying out more genocide, by kidnapping more people and killing more. These are people that were kidnapped in this church, but there are others that were massacred and killed at the very spot, which they can't give account. Because that is Nigeria. They refuse to have a working database system so that they can be able to give account of all atrocities that they commit, and people missing and people coming to life. That is the reason why you see them. They don't want to have a working database system.
That's
So,
it.
are you now understanding? Because there are two things you need to as well ask Nigerian terrorist government. Before they said they don't have terrorists, that all the people that we call terrorists, that they are bandits, that they are not coming to do as terrorists, they're not coming to kill and maim and rape and destroy, that they are doing it for business. They refuse to even designate these their terrorists. Do you know the worst one they did? The worst one they did is that recently they came on a national television and they say we are making a formal pronouncement that going forward, terrorists and bandits, kidnappers will be treated as terrorists. And they say they call that designation of terrorists and bandits as a terrorist group. Is that how formal designation of a group is done? Formal designation is done with a formal letter signed into law. Can Nigerian government prove and show you the formal letter that they signed into law? No, there is nothing. And all of you are just sharing the video. Oh, Nigeria designate Boko Haram, designate a bandit as Fulani as terror. No, they have not designated anything. What they did was a public display to capture your minds and to deceive you. American government understands the game. That is why they ignored that their charade. And they went after the terrorists which they have to go and deal with. And if you look at their faces, they felt so compelled to accept the fact that American government had to crush their terrorists with their collaboration. It's very hard for them to pronounce with their mouth.
Biafrans, I have just sent the link to the comment section in case anyone wants to join me, because I will be calling it a day once it is 2 o'clock, so that I will have some rest before our fundraising. So if anyone wants to join me, please click the link at the comment section and join me to talk to Biafrans. Thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you. Let's continue.
Yes, because before you said they are not terrorists. You hide. You say, no, they are not committing genocide. American government later sent their lawmakers. Look at them. They send their lawmakers to Nigeria to go and watch and see.
Biafrans, do you know why they sent their lawmakers? Because America is very systematic. They follow the law. They comply with rules of law. They are very procedural. You cannot be doing things like Nigeria. You just got up. You told America, oh, don't come to our country. We are sovereign nation. We are this and that. Not long before you made that comment, you went to another country and broke the law. You brought somebody back from Kenya. And when the matter got to the High Court, 3 judges told you that you, as a member of United Nations, which has the international rule of law, that you have committed a breach of those rules of law. You did not follow procedure in bringing this man in. And you also have the same law enacted in your own national law, that you are compelled to complying with those rules. You brought this man illegally, return him, go and follow the procedure, bring him through the normal process. Nigeria was so adamant and ignorant. So this is a country that doesn't follow procedure. America, first of all, sent one of their most powerful congressman, Mr. Riley Moore, to go and see, because you cannot be doing things based on a hearsay. In law, hearsay is not a good evidence, so it is not admissible. So Riley Moore went to Nigeria and saw by himself. That's him there talking to a lady that was pregnant when they killed her children and husband, and she delivered in IDP camp. This is the same picture of Riley Moore. This is the school of the children kidnapped. 315 students and teachers. He went there to see, so that when he is writing his own report, it will no longer be on hearsay. It will be a reality. If he has camera, he can take picture, so that if he gets to court, he can adduce all those things as his clear evidence, and it will be admissible in court. But Nigeria will just wake up like a dead man walking, and be doing things indiscriminately. Things that never follows the law, that never complies with the law. So now that he came back, things started happening, because he said that what he saw was worse than what he heard. Owe-Fiotoban and Nigeria. So my people, when we are doing things, we follow the law. The first thing that PM did, he brought in lobbyists, brought in lawyers to guide us. And for us to maintain them, obviously we have to donate, because we are government in exile. Even if we are in homeland, you will be paying tax to maintain and run your country. So when we are telling you about donation and all that, it's not just for fun. You are seeing all that is going on. And this all emanated from Biafra alliance with America. So my people, no one would say, oh, you didn't tell us, oh, we didn't know, did you inform us? Ndị be anyị na-agwakwa unu kịta, onye asịkwana na anyị agwara ya. My sister UK, if you are still there, I have seen what you sent. Thank you so much. Biafrans, donate, donate, donate. Go to our website. This is our website in practice. Look at it here. Go here and make your donation. Click on this donate. And what else is your money doing? This is our lobbyist. This is our lawyer. And this one at the middle is your powerful APM. Look at him with all the congressmen. Keep seeing it. If I be fair go nunalo, Nenia, unamasi, oh, what does he do with your money? This is it here. Clearly, look at it. With all powerful men in American government. This is our website. Okwego website that look where nankiti Okwego to. Go there and donate, because in the next 4 or 5 hours we are going to be on the air. So Biafrans, let's just listen to this last batch of our information minister and we will call it a day.
Why people are in IDP camps. And then the American lawmakers visited Nigeria. Only in Benue State alone, they came back and told you that over 600,000 are in IDP camps. Who sent them to IDP camps? It is the people that carry out the Christian genocide, which are the terrorists. But the Nigerian government continue to deny, oh, there are no terrorists, there is no Christian genocide. So how come people that had their ancestral lands living in their homes now got displaced and they are now migrated into IDP camp that is done with tarpaulin, while the terrorists that are foreigners now take over their homes? And
yes, sorry, my minister. You see, Biafrans, this would have been our story if not for our men securing our land. This would have been our story. IDP camp. It's not that like we don't have IDP camp in some part of Enugu, Nsukka, which is very close to this Benue, because Nsukka and Benue have common boundary. This is it. If not for the men fighting to secure our land, and those men, we need to give them food to eat, give them clothes to wear. They won't leave their position, or else they will fight them, or our land will be run over. This is why we ask you to donate. Imana obulu na mmadụ ịtụọ mmadụ afịa si ya gotelu gị ife, onye anwa anata afịa, ọ na-akwapụta ife niile dị n'afịa, ma ifuru ife ọ bụ na ifuru ife ịtụrụ ya n'afịa, from ife niile ọ na-ewepụta, ịjụọ ya kedu ego m, kedu ife nsi gị gote. Mana nke a unu na-afụ ya, unu na-afụ ife na-eme kịta. Ife atụrụ APM n'afịa o goteli ya. So unu need more money ka o wee na-enroll na-aga on and on and on till recognize anyị. Unu makwa na recognize anyị today. Ndị a bi n'ọfịa si n'ọfịa pụta, onye ndu apụta, PM apụta. Ọ ife ọ bụ maka na ụfọdụ ada aghọta really ife eji atụ ego a. Emekata etu esi recognize ndị Somaliland, recognized anyị today, anyị nwere onwe anyị nya Fulani apụọ na be anyị, weda ma ọsọrọfa ma ọsọrọfa fa ga-apụ. PM apụta, onye ndu apụta. So my people, we cannot keep holding on until longer time, because anyị chọọ ka fa pụta nke taa nke echi ka anyị nwere onwe anyị. This is the thing, my people.
And you, the government of the day, you're doing nothing about it by eliminating the terrorists. Rather, you go and look for tarpaulin and give to the indigenous persons of over 600,000, mainly Christians,
And they
for
have
them
been
to
there
live
for
in
20
IDP
years.
camps, while you hand over their lands to the terrorists to take over. Did it stop there? US congressman again went on to explain that these Fulani terrorists are carrying out this genocidal campaign against Christians. Against Christians, yes. Because I cannot see how an Islamic brother terrorist will now go into a mosque and decide to bomb his own brothers in the mosque, which incline with their ethics of what is in the Sharia. So they are targeting what? Genocidal campaign against the Christians. Proofs are there. This is not the one that we submitted to the US government. No, this is the one that the US government went themselves for first-hand check and confirmation, and they saw it with their eyes. This lawmaker here, when he came back, he confirmed that he saw a woman that confessed of how the Fulani terrorists slaughtered the children before her. The other one, the husband said, they slaughtered the wife who was pregnant, they slaughtered the baby, they slaughtered everybody to pieces. And this congressman said, I will live with these very scars in my memory forever. So when US congressmen and women visited and brought back this message, Nigerian government still continued to deny. And then you can see this one, Professor Usman Yusuf. This one said he strongly rejects any plan by Defense Minister Christopher Musa to wage war on Fulani terrorists. Okay, now we are telling you that it is not Musa that waged the war on the terrorists. It is the U.S. Department of War that waged the war on the terrorists, because the terrorists have unalived and destroyed lives of Christians. And people like you, Professor Usman Yusuf, you have been supporting your terrorists because they are your brothers in religion. Yes. So as it stands now, every brother and sister in the northern region who are of the same sect with these jihadist terrorists who are practicing Sharia, they are very much okay with what these terrorists have been doing to Christians. And they are against this bombing of their terrorist brothers and sisters who have been carrying out this genocidal campaign. So the US government had warned, gave a warning on the 1st of November. Gave a warning on the 1st of November. And then what did the Nigerian government do? They did not hearken to what the US government had said. Instead, they dared the US government by even carrying out another genocidal campaign on the 22nd. The warning was given on the 1st of November. And then when did they decide to? They decided to attack again and kidnap over 350 something. On the 22nd was when this news came out. That means they carried out the genocide on the night of 21st. Yes, 21st November was when they carried it out. The confirmation of the news came out early in the morning of the 22nd. At first, they were denying that the numbers of people kidnapped there were not up to 50. Before they said it's not up to 50. Later, they say, oh, the number is 100. Later, they say, oh, the number is 180. Later, they say, oh, the number is confirmed now from the school principal and the register. It is now 315. So they kept on increasing the number, and they have not brought back all these children. Imagine babies of 3 years, 4 years, 5 years going upward that were kidnapped. So it calls for international strike on the terrorists. I salute all of you. So please, the best gift that Christians have gotten from Donald Trump was to fire on these terrorists. And we have shown you how it happened. Nigeria were given warning, Nigerian government, they were given warning to stop their terrorists. They refused to stop their terrorists. Instead, they helped them to kidnap more and then pay them more money. Remember the day this US lawmaker visited Nigeria, that was the day they decided to release 100 of them. They came to the media, they say, oh, they have released 100 of the students the day this US lawmaker visited Nigeria. They said they have released 100 of the students that they kidnapped on the 22nd, just to do a showy display, to tell the US lawmaker, oh, we are capable of releasing. We release 100. Why did you work so hard to get the 100 released that very same day that the US lawmakers visited Nigeria? And since that day, it now took you intervals to now be releasing small, more. So you know where the terrorists are. You know how to communicate with them. You know what they are doing. And so you have their phone numbers. You know how people do business, because it is a Sharia jihad business that you have embedded in the constitution. You give them the right to carry it out on Christians, because Nigeria is to be turned into Islamic state, Sharia state, so that anybody that does not imbibe in the Sharia ethics and conduct, you have no say. You are taken out. So on that very same day that these US lawmakers visited Nigeria, that was the day they did the showy display in the media by saying they released the over or the 100 pupils or babies that were kidnapped.
Yes, they did that, my people, but you see, all these things they are doing, they do it to cover up. But I can assure you, my people, that we Biafrans, we are no longer party to all this. We have now gotten what we want for ourselves. That is, we know in our brain what we want. We don't want to be Islamized. We are Christians. And how do we do this? Donate, donate, donate. For now. Because after donation and everything happens, we are going home. We will go home. And the boundaries, all the territorial boundaries are there. The demarcation is always there. We are not Nigerians. We are Biafrans. I will love you people and leave you. It is now after 2, so that some of you will go and rest. I thank you all for joining me. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to bless each and every one of you. My people, this is the end of today's program. Just relax your mind. Biafra is coming. Yes, Biafra is coming, no doubt. But you will make it to come early by coming to donate. Please, my people, I love you all, and I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to bless you. All hail Biafra, peace, progress, unity, and equity. I love you all. I love you so much. And my people, our joy will never know bounds when Biafra comes. Onye Ndu say we will be dancing on the street of Biafra like mad people. Thank you and have a wonderful day. I love